'98 schedule began with 3 straight blue-chip performances. In Philadelphia,
Ricky Running Waters returns to Philly, where the Boo Birds were out, this time as a member of the Seahawks. Boone with the pitch to Waters. It's a 9-yard gain. It's 16 for 67 yards. Not stellar, but solid. 10-7 Seahawks third quarter until Ricky Waters starts to rumble. Got a couple guys in front of him. Nice punt block there. Then he scoots back to the end zone, 13 yards. Ricky, 24 carries, $136. 17-7 Seattle. Had a nice block here by Strong.
Well, the fullback, Max Strong, a great lead block on Marcus Patton right there. And then watch Howard Ballard, who outweighs Darryl Green by about 250 pounds, just push Darryl right through the end zone.
More Waters on the next drive. Waters says, get me up there, get me the ball. Waters in rainy Seattle. Oh, they're going to love this. 33 yards. The Seahawks would go on to win it.
weather conditions of any NFL game ever. The Seahawks splashed through the quagmire for 4 soggy quarters, only to see hopes of victory wash away.
3 plays later, 2nd and inches. Ricky Running Waters. Stop. Goes. Is he in? Looks like it.
Well, I concentrate on the goes part, Boom. He always keeps those legs grinding.
The journey is about to begin. Against a Jet team that would eventually go to the AFC Championship, the Seahawks built a commanding lead. But a late rally would give New York a chance to steal victory on the game's final play. Ricky Waters alongside him in the backfield.
We expect Ricky not to just be a very productive back for us that can run the football and catch the football equally well, but we expect a lot of leadership out of Ricky Waters.
Well, Ricky has to be one of our best players. You know, it's important to the Seahawks that Ricky have a fine year. It's important that he shows leadership.
Holmgren will also be pleased if Waters is as productive as he was in last season's offense. Ricky rushed for over 1,200 yards, caught more than 50 passes, and reached the end zone 9 times.
Running it right, there goes Ricky, 30, sidesteps the tackle to the 25, to the 20. Zip on the man, and he scores! Touchdown, Seattle!
This was Ricky Waters running around through, and then the great stiff arm about 5 yards from the end zone. That's the kind of spark this team has needed.
Waters also became the first NFL player ever to rush for 1,000 yards on 3 different teams, due in large part to the blocking of number 75, Howard Ballard, and line mates Pete Kendall, Walter, and Ricky Waters thundered down the Pats' throat for 125 yards. America watched in stunned disbelief as Holmgren and the Hawks rolled.
Smash mouth, loud mouth, Ricky Waters scores.
Say something?
Yeah.
I know we're not supposed to give out any more game balls, but I know you're saying this is just another step, but this is a big game for you.
Yes,
Waters whipped the Seahawks into a frenzy for a November safari.
This year. On that position, Ricky Running Waters. Ran great Monday night. Rushing touchdown for Seattle. Their first this year. Well, this team is coming. In the third quarter, Ricky Waters running up the middle, number 98, Knute Curtis. Starts kicking his legs, laying on the ground after helmet-to-helmet.
The guy who turns on SportsCenter at 9:53 a.m., you know, the appetizers are before the main meal, before watching the 10 a.m. show, is 3rd in the AFC in total yards. Joe Theismann caught up with Ricky Waters, who was fueled 2 games ago on the Monday Nighter against Green Bay on pure emotion.
Explain to me how you heard about Walter Payton's death.
What's so crazy about it is it happened Monday night, right before we played. You know, Michael Buffer, he's, you know, giving his little speech, you know, trying to hype up the game, and he says, you know, we're going to have a little quiet time for Walter Payton. I'm like, what? And I grabbed D. Mays, you know, I'm like, what? What'd he say? He's like, yeah, man, he died. So I found out right then. And it was like a whole bunch of emotions were going. I started, you know, tears started flowing. Guys were like, man, he's really pumped up. You know, they didn't know that it was about Walter Payton.
You had your first 100-yard rushing game, 125 yards that night. Obviously, you know, you're out there doing the work, but was the spirit of Walter in you?
Oh, it was definitely with me the whole time. The fact that I met him and met the man, a great person. You know, he gave me pointers, called me on a few occasions to tell me some things that he saw in the games that I had played. Man, it meant so much. It meant the world to me that a guy like that would take the time out to talk to me and to help me out with my game.
You've got one of the family members back. Joey Galloway's come back into the fold. What was the reception Joey got from the players when he came in?
I thought it was awesome. As far as us as players, he's our teammate. That's how we looked at him. He came back. Our teammate is back. You know, he can help us win football games. He came back running hard, working hard. He's in great shape. He's been catching everything since he's been here. And he looks to be ready to go.
No matter who you talk to, everybody say, can't wait to see what Joey Galloway can do in this system. What can he do?
He's going to back people up. He's going to get respect right away. As soon as he's out there, you know, it's not going to be those safeties up in the box anymore because they're going to have to back out because that guy's speed is just phenomenal. He might be one of the fastest guys in the league.
Is this football team for real?
I think this football team is definitely for real, and I think a lot of it has to do with the head man. I love the fact that every week it seems to be like the thing that I'm thinking needs to be said, he says it right away. We don't never get too high and we don't get too low. After a loss, he doesn't come in and slam us, you know, like people would think. He explains what happened, but he also explains where we have to go from there, and that's how we get better.
But he would be okay. All-out blitz by the Chiefs, but look at the pocket awareness of John Kitna. They send the Kitna and caboodle after him, but he dumps to Ricky Waters. Touchdown, Seattle leads 14-10, second quarter. Third quarter, it's 3.5 minutes to go. Look, what is that, Tom, a power eye?
It's a power eye week.
Ricky running Waters. 45-yard pickup down to the 5. And as Ricky fired up, hey, remember when they didn't have a rushing touchdown forever? On 3rd and goal, they give it to Ricky. His 3rd touchdown of the day, along with 107 yards rushing. And the
game was primarily a raging river of Ricky Waters. Waters ran for more than 1,200 yards and eclipsed the millennium mark for the 5th consecutive season. More importantly, he provided veteran leadership for a team that was still learning how to win.
In 6 years as an assistant, started 0-3. Seahawks at home against the Saints. John Kitna dumps it to Ricky Waters. Look at him bounce off that flubber for 14 yards. 3 plays later, 1st and goal at the 7. And Ricky Waters, you know, he's running like a young Ricky Waters. 7-0 Seahawks.
Yeah, watch Walter Jones at the left tackle spot. He's going to seal off the defensive end there, form a nice little crease.
Waters getting his chance. Takes the pitch, and he's down the sidelines for 32 yards, setting up a field goal for the Seahawks to go up 10. And on the drive, Waters passed Earl Campbell for 13th place in the all-time rushing list. So this.
And then it's Kitna to Ricky Waters. And Ricky can do this. This is well disguised. A little delayed screen, 14 yards, 21-19. They do not get the 2-point conversion. Thrown 2 touchdown passes. One to Mays in the 3rd quarter, got him to 21 all, and this to Ricky Waters, his 3rd in the 4th quarter.
They hand it off to Ricky Waters over the right side. Waters, one man to beat, puts it back in, and they turn the water on here in Seattle. Ricky Waters. And there you go. There's water all over. The dam's breaking for this Denver Bronco defense. Watch Ricky follow his lead block, get downfield. One-on-one versus safety. Little in, little out. Give me Shea. Coming back across the field. Going by everybody. Putting a big-time move. Man, I can't believe they're playing like this some playoff times. Hitting it. Nice toss. Waters. And he's downed at the 1. Ricky Waters doing everything. Catching passes out of the backfield, breaking the ball. running the ball rather, and he gets to the 1.
And he can be so explosive. Watch him come out of the backfield, little check block and slide back out. Nice job, one-hander. The ball's over his head and just gets down. Can ignite an offense single-handedly, and that's what he's done here in the second quarter.
First down and goal. Over the left side, touchdown Seattle. Waters. 5th rushing touchdown of the year for Ricky Waters. First down and 10 from the 27. They throw the screen. Waters with a convoy in front of him. Waters cuts it inside. And Ricky Waters gets to the 44-yard line. Stopped on the play by Bill Romanowski. They throw the screen. Ricky Waters! Waters!
It's going to be a touchdown.
Ricky Waters! High steps down the sideline and out of bounds. First down. Great call by Mike Holmgren.
And I can't believe on 3rd and 20 you aren't thinking screen or big throw up downfield. And it's screen. Ricky does a great job of just catching the ball, and there was nobody. You see him running right by Pete Kendall, and all of a sudden Jimmy Spencer's going to come in from the other corner position on the other side of the field.
2 fumbles lost, 2 picks against Johnson, and then Ricky running Waters. Congratulations to him. He becomes the 13th player in NFL history to get to 10,000 yards.
People, but could you do that for 100 yards? You know, it's an odd rule.
It's an odd rule. Ricky Waters, 11 yards, 6 straight seasons for Ricky, who's had a very good season and a disappointing Seattle year, over 1,000 yards.
Seattle gets it back. The give to Ricky Waters, and Ricky's running loose and running through tackles. Charles Woodson comes in, pops it loose. Marquez Pope falls on it and then goes into the end zone.
Sacking Tim Couch. Tim Hasselbeck is the new quarterback for the Seahawks. He hands to Ricky Waters. You know, he still looks great. Look at that high step, and you think he's showing off. He just adds it to his repertoire. 40-yard run. Ricky had 97 now. The kick dome's gone, and it's raining. Mike Holmgren starting Ricky Waters at running back after really missing 2 months, as well as Sean Alexander has played, but Waters started well. You know that Waters in the rain, it's perfect. 8 yards and singing in the rain. It's 8 more yards. Hey, Ricky, enthusiasm. Here's a 1-yard touchdown, 7-0. Seattle. Waters, 88 yards running in the first half. I guess he was well rested and ready to go.